Hi everyone, this is Audrey Allison, and I'm creating this intro for my November forecasts just to let you know that there is a technical difficulty and a glitch that I'm going to absolutely blame on Mercury retrograde as my ruler. Mercury rules me, and you'll see that there's a disconnect between the audio and the video on 9 out of 12 of the forecasts, and I'm not sure why because I've recorded them the same way. So I do apologize. If it's hard to watch, I suggest you do it blindfolded. Could be kind of fun. No, you didn't take a handful of peyote and watch them. They're going to be a little out of sync. So I do apologize, but hopefully the problem will be corrected for next forecast in December. And I won't dare bring the computer in to have it fixed until after Mercury goes direct on November 11th. Take care of yourself. Enjoy the forecast as much as you can, and I'll speak with you next month. Bye. Hi, Virgo. This is Audrey Allison, and I'm here to give you your November 2013 horoscope, forecast, and taroscope. I want to also start by thanking you for all of your subscribing to me and for your hits and watching me on YouTube. It's been overwhelmingly beautiful and positive. I'm very excited to be doing this. So let's just start it off. We have a new moon, November 3rd new moon eclipse, solar eclipse. It's an annular solar eclipse, and this is 11 degrees Scorpio. Scorpios are getting a lot of action, and this is one of seven eclipses we've had this year, which is really unheard of. We had, starting in April, we had two, and we had in May, we also had those, and we had July, and we've had October, and now we have a November eclipse on the 3rd. Solar eclipse, 11 degrees Scorpio. This is strong because it's in your 3rd house of communications and intellect and short travel and the mind. And it'd be really good for you to start some intentions on the 3rd regarding how you'd like to express yourself and communicate with others, because that's where it's hitting, and that's where it can start off its a highlighted venture for you on the 3rd, Virgo. On November 5th, and I thought we had a lot of activity in November, but it's really off the chain in November for the planetary actions. We have some major players in the house. So on the 5th, we have Venus changing signs, going into Capricorn. And what's odd about this is that Venus normally moves or transits every 28 to about 33 days, but she's going to be in Capricorn for an extended period, which is also very rare, of 4 months. It's because when she hits it, she's going to retrograde, and I'll get into that next month in your solar scopes. But for Venus going into Capricorn on the 5th of November, Capricorn is in your 5th house of creativity and children and romance and leisure and pleasure and fun, because Leos rule the 5th house. So Venus going into Capricorn, what does it mean? It means that the planet of love and money, which Venus is, will touch this area and remain here for about 4 months for you. And she will be amorous and loving and beautify the ambience that you have with your children, if you have them. If you don't have them, it's the energy or the love you feel for other people's children. Or if you don't have children in your life, it's the child within. It's you feeling like a child yourself, which is a great thing. Everyone likes some fun and games. So that's a great placement for Venus going into Cap, and also Cap is a sister-brother sign for you, being an earth sign. So that's a really good transit for you, Virgo. I like that. And it's extended stay for in the 5th house. So on the 7th of November, Jupiter goes retrograde in Cancer. Jupiter's been in Cancer since June 26th of 2013, and he'll be there until July 27th or 24th of 2014, because Jupiter transits every year. And Jupiter being in Cancer for you, Virgo, is in your 11th house of dreams and wishes and hopes, and also clubs and organizations and friendships. So having him retrograde, Jupiter's the planet of abundance and benevolence and growth and luck and expansion. He can't really be harsh when he retrogrades just because he's just such a lucky bastard. So even in a retrograde, you just might find those sectors have been highlighted for you intensely, and then he retrogrades on the 7th, which could slow it down a little bit, but it's not like a retrograde with Mercury where there's technical difficulties in that area. It just means that maybe, you know, you're going to slow down the amount of clubs and organizations you've decided to join and some of your connections with all these friendships, because I think that your 5th house is going to be coming first, which is children and your own romance and your own creative endeavors. So on the 11th, Mercury, your ruling planet, goes direct. How's it been for you? Because I know I've had the plumber here, the gas company, and a lot of blue-collar activity up in the house. We are thankful that Mercury is going direct on the 11th, and he will be, let's see, direct 2 degrees Scorpio. Scorpio for you is 3rd house. 3rd house of communication. So that's right, you got affected hardcore by this because you weren't really saying things right, or you had a hard time communicating in this retrograde, or being understood, getting people to actually see what you're saying clearly. And now with him going direct in your communications, you won't be as tongue-tied. You can start scheduling those meetings and speaking in public again. You can, you know, pick up the phone and start communicating again. So we like that. Your ruling planet's finally direct. I like to give Mercury about 5 days to clear his shadow. So safely on the 16th of November, I think you'll be good to go with how you're coming across. On the 13th of November, Neptune goes direct. These planets, man, outer and inner, they're all moving forward, and we love it. Neptune's going direct, 2 degrees Pisces, and Neptune has been in Pisces, in its home sign now of Pisces, for quite a while. And Neptune is the planet of illusion and wishes and dreaminess and disillusion. That's one of the weird sides of Neptune. Rose-colored glasses syndrome happens a lot with Neptune. However, Neptune is in your 7th house of relationships and marriage and partnerships. If you don't have a partnership, what this direct motion will be doing is actually letting you see things clearly to establish a relationship if you want one. If you don't want one, awesome. If you're in a marriage, Neptune going direct could help you see clearly now perhaps some things you didn't see right in your partnerships, because when Neptune's retrograde, it's foggy. I mean, you could get super confused with the littlest things in your relationship. So it's a good thing that he's going direct. Now, on November 17th, we have a full moon, and that's 25 degrees Taurus. Not an eclipse, just a regular full moon like we used to get. And for you, Taurus rules your 9th house of faraway travel and religion, distant places and philosophy. What does that mean? Having a full moon, it brings things to a head and a culmination. It could be a dismantling of things, or you can see them bloom even further. Having that 9th house stimulated in your full moon, having it illuminated, you could become very aware of some new philosophies or practices or religions. And if you're not super religious, it's not so much spirituality, but it could be faraway places even. You could have a better idea of where you want to go next. You could be planning your next adventure internally. I'm going to pull some cards because I'm getting a vibe, and see what it has to say about that, Virgo. Well, okay, so the Tower. I just used the word dismantling, and then I started to kind of feel this. because the Tower means dismantling and the breaking down of events. It doesn't have to be negative, because this full moon could bring things to a head and a dismantling in Taurus, which is in your 9th house. You could be changing up your beliefs in a big way. You could now become crystallized and very certain and clear about your philosophies in life and what you are and how you're coming across to people. And you could decide to leave things behind that no longer suit you in this transit, in this full moon as well. And there's nothing wrong with that either. You know, you have to make changes in order to see results sometimes in life. So we have Chiron going direct on November 19th, that asteroid that I spoke of last month. Chiron is an asteroid that's called the Wounded Healer. And going direct in Pisces, 2 degrees, I believe, or 9 degrees Pisces. That is also in your 7th house, so you could be healing through your relationships. I feel like you're going to be mending some things. If you've had a rough patch in your partnership, relationship, marriage, this could be going through an inner healing. It doesn't have to be counseling, but it just is something within you that might be shedding or feeling like you're willing to let something go. And there's just really tends to be an overwhelming sense of peace regarding Chiron going direct. And if you're not in a relationship, this could be relationships with other people in general, or partnerships that you have with people, whether that's business or roommates or people in your close inner circle. It really does tend to focus on relationships and marriage, the 7th house. However, it doesn't always have to be. Partnerships is vast. So let me see what I'm getting here. Ooh, I'm pulling the Magician for you right now. And sorry he's not clothed. But I'm feeling, regarding what I had said about letting things go from you, not just in your relationships, but a way you're holding your peace. This all feels very positive to me, that you might not be harboring any weird energy. You might just be learning to shed some things, whether that's through the internal help of magic, universal effects of magic. I just feel that you're being guided and led in this direction. Now, on November 21st, the sun changes signs, like it does monthly, into Sagittarius. And this is a mutable fire sign. And when the sun goes into Sag for you, that stimulates Virgo, your 4th house of home and family and foundation. So from November 21st until December 21st-ish, 2nd, you'll notice that the sun is shining on the homelands. I don't think you'll be seeking pleasure as much outside of the home as you'll find within. So that's how that month's going to wrap up for you. We also have a lot of Uranus-Pluto squares happening, which were going to be happening through 2015. I think I'll get more into them next month because I'm running out of time. But it was really great to see you again, Virgo. And my name is Audrey Alison. You can find me at audreyallison.com. Also at Audrey Alison Astrology and Tarot on Facebook. I'm wishing you a beautiful November, and thank you so much again for your hits and for subscribing with me. It means the world. All right, have a sweet day. Bye, Virgo.